Hey guys, this is Aquarius Gem. This is my fourth thing. Come along with me on my fourth thing journey. So let's have a conversation. So you guys are going to be my audience, right? So just listen, and you agree, you agree. If you don't, it's okay. I don't want to be upside down. It's raining. So okay. So the raining is on and off, but so my favorite thing, and it's gonna sound weird, is the root chakra, destabilization of the root chakra. And it sounds weird, you know. So you're gonna be like, "What are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense." But okay. So when you step into my mind, just know you're going on a journey to the mind of my mind, which is not your mind. It's not. This is all a fixation of thought. These are only my thoughts. So guys, be careful what you watch online, okay? And opinions are like assholes. We all have them, okay? I just want you to know that. I want you to know. So be careful what you're watching, right? So the root chakra, right? The root chakra, right? You guys will understand what I'm saying about destabilizing of the root chakra, right? It's all in the root, right? Why it's my favorite thing right now, why it's my favorite thing. You'll understand it at the end. So there's a lot of videos online, wear red, use crystals, but I just think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think it's a little bit deeper. I have all these things. I have crystals, right? But these are just like rituals, right? But it's all in the mind. I could have nothing on, and if I can't figure out my mind, then what would be the point, right? Right? So we're going into life. And you know what I thought about? I feel, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I feel like the root chakra is like your dad, right? You know, listen to this, right? A dad, right, is a man. He creates stable ground. He creates safety. He creates stabilize, like the home structure, you know, and mental strength. A lot of individuals didn't have the father, right? You need the father, right? They had moms playing father, right? Oh, I just heard something that was weird. Not even that late, but whatever. So I feel like if you want a child to start off with a stable mind, I feel like you need a man with a grounded mind, right? Let me close this. Sorry guys, it's not raining. Right? Like that uncle, that father, you know? That cousin. So people will say that instability can mess up your root chakra. But to me, it's not the case. I feel like it's just deeper than that. You ever been in a relationship or friendship, you say, this relationship doesn't feel grounded. Gosh, it doesn't feel grounded, right? We've been in relationships and friendships like this doesn't feel grounded, right? So if men aren't stable, then we can't be stable, right? I pointed out a father. Father is an important thing in a child's life, right? In a weird way, I was always longing for a father, you know? And I feel like a lot of people do. And I was longing for the father because of that mental strength a father gives. Some mothers aren't as stable. They're erratic. You know, think that's what they're here for. They're not here to make you gain strength as much, you know. I feel like dads are here for that. Just my opinion. And I'm not saying that mothers can't do it. They definitely can, you know. We have masculine and feminine energy within us. I hope in society that we can bring fathers and uncles back, right? With with great minds, right? When I think about groundedness, right? For example, like I'm walking on a flat surface, as you can see, right? But if the surface was all over the place and there was a hole, I probably could maybe fall or maybe miss a step, or maybe I might not, right? So a man, to me, builds a house. A woman nurtures the home, right? But in society, we have situations. Listen to all the C words. Financial, corporations, corruptions are bringing confusion into our roots, into our lives. So then it leads me to think, in society, if these things are happening, then all our chakras will be off, right? So just believe that the root, well, I got to go back because I have to go back to the C's because financial, corporations, corruption, and confusion, if you can't gain the money or the material in it, it will leave you in confusion. That's what I meant to say, right? So, the materialistic version of like a home, right? Clothing, cars. These are the things that they instructed us to feel and get into. And if you don't have it, you're not living with how you should. This is the mental way of thinking, right? I believe it's since there's no grounded in the mind, life is always going to be unstable. So, even if your environment is unstable, you have to build that stableness in the mind. The world is essentially unstable, right? But then you can say a root needs proper and vile places to grow. Like I said, if the environment isn't right, maybe it can't grow. But guess what? People have bad environments and they do grow. So that might not even be the case. But animals and plants grow and defy odds, right? They all grow and they defy odds at all times. It's either they grow or they don't sprout. But we don't ever hear them complain. A tree can still grow in the midst of air pollution, right? In a drought, a flower can grow, right? In a drought, or when it's a flood, it can grow, right? But maybe it can't, I don't know. We are humans, right? So the difference between us and these things is that the human mind is a weak thing. It's really weak. Trees don't talk. I mean, they don't talk. So we can't hear what the tree is saying. Some people say trees do talk. But innately, humans talk. So our mind is weak. So I feel as if our mind is weak, then how can we ever really be stable? Right? I can say that the body has physical memory, but the mind interprets what's real. So the physical memory of the body is real, but then the mind gets it and creates different information with it. So I can say this: I believe mental strength is true groundedness. And I want to show you something. Guys, thank you, YouTube land. This. A tree. I'm not even done, but there's a man in the tree. So I feel like groundedness starts with the man in the world, the men in the world. And And when that happens, when men can get their mind right, I'm not saying women are not the best thing ever, because we're not. We need to learn, but I think we can learn from the man, because the man teaches us how to have stable minds, grounded thoughts. And guys, I actually will be putting a man you should follow on YouTube, so, which will be good for the mind, because right now I'm trying to gain mental strength. You're gonna need it in this world. Mental strength will, to me, actually keep you rooted to the ground. That's what I feel. Mental strength is the key to all success. Guys, my fourth favorite thing is here. I love you, and thank you for subscribing.